Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns. Welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. 2024 is going to be an exciting year with a lot of change and a lot of opportunity. And here's the energy that will be coming at you. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. Gemini, the tarot card for the first quarter is the Fool. It shows a young man who is headed for the future. He is traveling with only a staff over his shoulder and a rose in his hand. On the staff is a small bag that contains what he needs. And there's a small dog at his feet that represents instinct and guidance. He is looking to the sky, showing the potential of the future, but he may lack practicality. All right, so as we look into the first quarter, January starts with a little care needed, especially in the first week, as squares from Mercury and Venus are squared to Saturn and Neptune. And that can bring some confusion in your partnerships and also be a little careful in your career. Uranus will go direct on the 27th in your 12th house. So evaluate your investment strategy for safety and listen to your dreams. The Sun conjuncts Pluto in Aquarius on the 20th and your 9th, and that may frustrate your ambitions a little bit, so look into why that happens. February starts nice but gets bumpy as Mars will conjunct Pluto on the 14th. That's one of the heavy-duty aspects of the year. Control your ambitions, but investigate the beliefs of other people. Be understanding. The 22nd through the 25th may find you seeking knowledge but getting sidetracked. Now, March starts with a bang as Venus will square Uranus in your 12th house. So you're going to have to watch your inner motivations and don't be weird in romance. Be nice. Now, Mars will also square Uranus, exposing some competition you didn't expect. And Neptune in Pisces in your 10th house helps you enjoy business, but you really must know what you value and what you stand for. Now, the tarot card for the second quarter is the Knight of Cups. A man in armor is seated upon a white horse. He extends a cup out before him. His helmet signifies imagination, and water is behind him. He suggests inspiration, creativity, and emotion. You may receive an offer that has a positive emotional impact. Maybe something to do with love and romance. Woohoo! Now, as we look at April, there is a total solar eclipse and Mercury going retrograde in your 11th house. And that can bring challenges with friends and networking with associates. So don't mix business with pleasure because Venus and Mars will also conjunct Neptune in the 10th. But who knows where that goes? There are powerful spiritual changes coming when Jupiter will conjunct Uranus in your 12th house. And at the same time, the Sun squares Pluto on the 20th. So you must temper your ambitions. Now, as we move into May, Mars in the 11th house energizes your social possibilities on the 1st. But Pluto up in the 9th house warns you to be understanding of other people's beliefs. You don't have to agree with them, but you have to understand them. Now, the Sun and Venus will conjunct Uranus in the 12th house. So you have to be careful with your actions. People may be watching you. And that's especially true since Mercury will conjunct Uranus And that can make you think you know all the answers. And Jupiter, now in Gemini, can expand your ego a little bit too much. Now, as we move into June, it starts with messages flying all over the place. And that can become challenging when difficult energy will affect your first house. Saturn will turn retrograde at the end of the month up in the 10th house of career and demands you reevaluate your career goals and ambitions. The tarot card for the third quarter is the Death card. It suggests the ever-changing cycles of nature, with endings becoming new beginnings. Your world is changing, but is also full of new potential. So don't get stuck in the past. Keep the faith, go through the changes, and move to the future. Now, as we look down into the astrology, in July, Neptune will join Saturn going retrograde in your 10th house, and that can create confusion in career situations and with your future ambitions. Venus and Mercury may make communications a little bit more exciting, but Mars will conjunct Uranus in the 12th, followed by a square from Mercury in the 3rd house, and that can distort what you're trying to say. So communicate with care and also travel with care. Now in August, Mercury is retrograde in the 4th house, and that can disrupt home and family, creating a little bit of an issue here and there. Mid-month is more volatile as Mars in the 1st house will square Saturn and conjunct Jupiter. So don't act without thinking. You may make mistakes, and Saturn up in your 10th house of career and status may have an effect on that in a negative way. Now, as we look into September, the Sun will be in Virgo and your 4th house, and this can create family problems, especially if people are being critical of one another. So be especially aware on the lunar eclipse in the 10th house on the 18th that can agitate people's emotions. So be especially careful with dealing with bosses or important clients. The tarot card for the 4th quarter is the Four of Wands. This is one of the happiest cards in the tarot deck. It combines the energy of the Four, which represents positive energy on the material plane, with the Wands, which represent happiness and expression. This suggests a good time for success in material and spiritual concerns. There may be a romance or a marriage around you, so be careful. Now, as we look down into the astrology, October begins as Jupiter goes retrograde in your 1st house. That's really a time when you should rethink your need for expansion and be a little careful the way you express yourself. Pluto will be going direct in the 8th house, and that'll help you understand your deeper passions. And there will be a grand trine in water and mixed aspects, which will keep everyone's emotions flowing. So join them and go with the flow. As November comes around, there is tension in the air as Mars in the 2nd house will oppose Pluto in the 8th house, and that warns of power struggles due to financial or intimate issues. This is also followed by the Sun in the 6th house in opposition to Uranus in the 12th house. So watch your work responsibilities and keep your secret secret. Mercury will go retrograde in the 7th house, so if you have to, make adjustments in your relationships. Now, as we look into December, Mars will go retrograde in your 3rd house, and that asks you to be aware of any travel adjustments that you need to make or any new educational situations that you might have to handle. And Neptune will go direct in the 10th house, and that could be good news for career opportunities. But Venus in the 9th house will oppose Mars in the 3rd, suggesting you balance your energy between learning and perfecting new ideas. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for listening. Please like my videos and share them with your friends. And remember, this is the best time to prepare for 2024 with a private psychic and spiritual reading or a natal transit astrology chart. And you can order them at my website, professorastrology.com. And I hope you have a fabulous new year.